From our studios in the historic Brooks Mansion, located in Northeast Washington, D.C., this is Student Exposure. Next up, we'll introduce you to an organization solely dedicated to ending female homelessness in our nation's capital. Let's take a closer look at N Street Village.
N Street Village was founded over 40 years ago and started very much as an interfaith response to what was happening in the city 40 years ago. This was right after the riots, the crack epidemic, and there was a lot of need in our city. And a very charismatic pastor at the church across the street, Luther Place Memorial Church, called together sort of an interfaith group and said, you know, we need to do something. The city can't respond right now. And so they responded by opening the doors of the sanctuary, serving hot potatoes, and had stacks of mattresses, and quickly realized that they were seeing a lot of women and that there was no programs in the city for women. And so fast forward a little over 40 years, N Street Village has grown to become the largest provider of supportive services and housing for women experiencing homelessness. Through a wide range of programs, we have a day center where we provide breakfast, lunch, and snack 365 days a year, clothing, access to wellness programs.
I think that women come to N Street Village for all sorts of reasons, because homelessness there are a lot of different factors that lead toward housing instability and homelessness. It could be mental health, it could be substance abuse, it could be loss of a job, it could be lack of education, lack of opportunity. There are many different reasons, and sometimes people will come and they'll have more than one of these factors at play in their lives, which have brought them to us for services.
When I started here 6 years ago, we were this one site here on the corner of 14th and N Street. Today we have 4 locations. One of the programs, called Miriam's House, we did an acquisition and a merger with them a couple years ago, and we provide housing for formerly homeless women with HIV and AIDS and their children. And what started as a hospice for homeless women with HIV, back when that was what was happening with the disease, has now grown to become a loving community for women who are in recovering and living with HIV and AIDS.
We want clients to feel empowered. That's part of our mission as a trauma-informed care organization, making sure that everything we offer and everything we do is aligned towards making women feel safe, making sure they feel empowered, giving them choices. And by doing that, I think that builds confidence and a feeling that, from clients, that they can accomplish more and that they're in control of their lives. And I think that is only good, that once you feel you have control of your life, you can use that feeling to do things that you want to do and do things better.
My name is Rose. I'm a recovering addict, and I am an alumni N Street Village graduate. I came into N Street Village in 2011, and I came in because I needed a long-term program for my addiction to heroin and crack cocaine. I came in at the age of 55. This would be the first time I would ever have a long recovery of abstinence away from my drugs and alcohol. N Street Village opened the door and introduced me to a life that I always wanted, a life that I never thought I could achieve. It made me have more self-esteem, made me believe in myself again. And it gave me the courage to know I am somebody.
N Street Village has continued to try and meet the demand at our door, and oftentimes we have to take a leap of faith or work with our board or make decisions that might seem challenging for us, or how are we going to get there, or how are we going to do this? And we know when we pause and we think about the work that we're doing and the women that we're welcoming, that really we have a shared sense. And while we've grown to become the largest provider of services and housing for women, our roots and our core values are very much the same as they were when they started over 40 years ago, and that is to welcome every woman and help her on her healing and self-recovery. And I remember we had an anniversary, our 40th anniversary celebration, and one of our founding women who volunteered here every single Friday for 40 years said, "My hope is for one day N Street Village to become a spa, and that there will be no need for an N Street Village." And while we know that women will always experience homelessness, our goal is that homelessness will be rare, non-recurring, and brief, and that we can continue to be here to ensure that that's possible.
I would say to a woman that I meet anywhere, and if she's in need of any kind of restoration to her life, to her mind, a place to lay her head which is safe, a new way of life, if she's experienced any trauma or things that she thought she could never be forgiven for, I would tell her, I would give her the number to N Street Village. I would even be willing to show her where it's at. I would tell her about it and how it helped me. And if it helped me at 55, it can help anyone.
Joining me in studio now is student producer Nathan Porter. Nathan, welcome to Student Exposure.
Great, thanks.
So outside of just assisting with getting women off the streets and indoors, N Street Village also does a few other things. Tell me how they help women become financially literate.
Yeah, so N Street Village provides the female residents with a number of different courses to participate in so that they can educate themselves about the various dynamics of making it on their own. There's a number of different types of individuals that stay there, and so the courses that they provide are specific to the various residents.
Specific to their situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also the fact that N Street Village doesn't have a particular time frame in terms of how long a person has to stay there. That really allows the woman to take her time and really be able to
and build.
Yeah, and not be rushed out of the facility.
That's a great feeling, to be able to have a space and people to give you assistance and don't feel like you have to be pushed out immediately after the program is over or finished.
Yeah, and so there's a transition from homelessness and then learning to really be able to become self-sufficient financially.
That sounds wonderful. So how is N Street Village changing the way people may view female homelessness?
So I believe N Street Village is really revolutionizing and changing homelessness, particularly in DC, primarily because they're not just an organization or a shelter that provides women with a place to lay their head.
Right.
As I said before, they have a number of different courses and educational programs that allow a woman to be empowered. And then also, they really stress community. So when a woman comes in, she's not just on her own trying to find her way, but she's immersed into a culture, into a community where she can really be enriched. And it's not just her individually, but a number of different individuals who are allowing her to, empowering her
Fantastic
to really
choice of
be where
words.
she needs to be.
It's more like a new person that would join or come to the facility is being embraced by family members who have pretty much also been through the same situation in their own way, and now they're all helping each other kind of foster new lives for everyone that's there.
Definitely. I think the family analogy is a great analogy. I definitely came across that when I was talking with the different individuals. They really stress family and having that cohesion amongst everyone that comes in.
It sounds like a great place. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing it to us, Nathan.
Great, thank you.
N Street Village is revolutionizing the way people view homelessness and certainly empowering thousands of women for the world in the process. For more information, you can visit their website at nstreetvillage.org.